Hi there, I'm Katie Lemieux. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist here in sunny South Florida.
And I'm Susan Block, and I'm also a licensed marriage and family therapist in Florida.
And Susan and I are passionate about working with couples so much that we have the Couples Corner show, and we hope you have tuned in and checked out our guests there. But today we want to give you a perspective called A Transformation of Relationships Through the Decades. So we want you to kind of think back about relationships and life in general. So when people got together early in relationships, most often they were getting together for the reasons of status, land, property, building a family where the family could maybe work on the farm, right? And so relationships back then weren't a lot about love and connection as they are today.
Right. It was really more out of necessity.
Absolutely.
For survival than it was for love and friendship and the reasons that we get together today.
Right. So what are some of the reasons that we do get together today, and what aspects affect relationships?
Well, I think people's needs are much different today than they were back then. Back then it was important for couples to work together, collaborate together for the sake of the land or the sake of food. Nowadays, people just want love. They want to feel nurtured and heard and understood, and are really looking for that intimacy and friendship.
Right, and people are choosing their partners nowadays, and often their partners become their everything, their friend, their lover, their confidant. And so when there might be a betrayal or an issue in a relationship, a lot of times people feel completely devastated. Right. And the other thing too is we see that people are living a lot longer.
Exactly.
Right? I always kind of equate this to the issue with Social Security. Well, Social Security was originally created for people, and it would start at 65, but people were dying at 62. So it really wasn't, intended to be around for a long time. But when we're looking at relationships, 40, 50, 60, sometimes even 70 years.
Or plus.
Right. It can cause a lot of different issues because couples are relying on each other to help each other transition through the different decades and the different life cycles.
And so I think just having an understanding that in general, people are living longer, and couples are now having to live together longer. And you transition through these decades and things happen, people change, people evolve, and people are retiring even later. And so it's just really understanding how the relationship evolves over time, and just giving you, the audience, an understanding that if you see your parents or even your grandparents going through some relationship struggles, just to understand that these are real issues even at their age.
Yeah, so we just wanted to offer you a perspective about relationships through the decades. And of course, if you're having difficulty in your relationship, you can always give me a call, Katie at familyandcouplescounseling.com.
And as I mentioned to you earlier, I'm Susan Block, and you can reach me at coralspringscounselingcenter.com.